welcome to Caribbean Rum Club. For yet another week, we are here having fun and drinking rum. This is Damian Dubz, and alongside me, I have
Jizzy G.
Valz.
Nailah Blackman.
Oh gosh! I got busted at me just
Hey, Rum Club, I did it for spite. I tried to surprise earlier. So right, that's what the song effects was about. Hey, so what's the vibes today?
Nailah, welcome.
Thank you for having me, guys. I love all the eats and drinks. Like, that's my favorite part right now.
Excellent. But you know what we do? We do. We're good hosts.
When we have visitors around, we use make extra stops before we get here now. You know what I mean? So props to Jizzy G for the little eat something, and props to me for the drinks.
Who always give themselves props, boy? I realize there are some kinds of good on this, you know.
Self-praise is no recommendation, host. But what we drinking though? This drink looking kind of senior, boy.
Nah, man. There's a drink for everybody. This is Royal Oak Select Trinidad Rum.
That is more mature people drink this.
Nah.
Why is it
I don't know about people my age drinking Royal Oak.
What is your age?
I'm glad to hear that. You know how long I'm trying to find out that.
My age is just a number. My age is anything that you think, you know.
How old does she look, Nailah?
Oh gosh.
She looks a proper 28. No, 29. Yeah.
There you go. And her birthday is in a couple of weeks too, you know.
Really? When is your birthday?
November 28th.
No, oh my God, Saji baby.
All right. See, I know I was feeling the love, you know, the what's your spirit animal?
A jaguar.
Oh.
You know, I was gonna say cheetah.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's maybe the color of the hair or something.
Hey, somebody turn off the lights. So what happened? Talk to me about this rum now, because it tastes good.
It's a full flavored rum.
Mm-hmm.
8 rums blended together, and you know how we do in Trinidad, handcrafted and matured slowly in the charred oak cask.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mellow.
It is very mellow.
It's mellow. It's very balanced.
Yeah.
And not too spicy. You know, the 1919 last week was spicy.
Yes.
This is not as
But
spicy.
it has a nice, like, a spice ring, though. You know what I mean? Where it's very, like, it lasts in your mouth a while. Like a ring of spices.
How are you having yours?
I'm having it with Sprite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Naila, what you know about the rum to talk about ring and spice and all that?
Yeah, but I talking like an expert.
I like alcohol. I'm not a drinker per se,
But you could appreciate a good-
But you're in the right place in Rum Club. That's what we're about.
And I was drinking from a very young age, so yeah. My dad was always saying that rum is good for the worms. So and everybody thought I was so greedy. I was skinny and I could eat everything in the house. So they always say Nailah have worms, like kill them thing. One time.
So a nip place to get a little something.
Yeah.
What to go to sleep or just
Nah, we lying, man.
Normal.
Yeah, that's how bush thing was happening. My dad actually used to make wines and stuff like that
Homemade
with
wine.
homemade wine.
But it's a set for like 6 months and stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
he had like a whole bucket of pineapple with babash in it. And we used to take the pineapple.
and babash?
Yeah, pineapple and babash. But that was like soak. Like the pineapple was soaked. Like the whole bucket was just pineapple
pineapples.
and babash.
So hold on. So that's a wine he would make?
It's different, like rum punches, wines, like different things he would experiment with. But babash was most of the base of all these different things. So sometimes he would actually let the fruit ferment. Like he would have passion explosion, this, that. He would name his things different things. Different fruits. Where we lived in La Villa just had a lot of fruits. Right. We had mango, a range of mangoes. Yeah. So it's teen, is everything, Zabico, Julie. Like we had
Calling all kind of mango that I don't even know.
So just were you mixing your Royal Oak with though?
You know me.
Go. Well, after having a conversation with Daniel Jones, I decided I want to try with some LLB.
I would really love to try it with some LLB as well, because I really love it.
It's last you
Yeah.
you can take a little thing, man.
All right.
How are we drinking?
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's something that's
Approved. Endorsed.
Endorsed, in truth.
Nobody asking me why I drink it.
What are you drinking yours with?
Soda. Real big man thing now, but
Big man thing.
Big man thing, you know. Dubs just do it anytime he come bout, yeah.
So, we want to talk about music of the Caribbean and more importantly, or more specifically, legends of Caribbean music. Right? So, when we talk about Caribbean music, though, I think there are two genres that come immediately to mind.
Well, technically, 4.
4?
Yes.
So,
but you go ahead.
So no, we consider calypso, and then born out of calypso, soca,
Right.
reggae, and born out of reggae, dancehall.
Yes, so far.
Right. But I mean, the base is calypso and reggae.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And in the Caribbean, there are other genres. You have zouk from Martinique and Guadeloupe. The Spanish-speaking Caribbean islands, salsa and bachata from DR and Cuba. But for this discussion, I think we could focus on the two that we know most about, calypso and reggae. Right? Now, reggae large,
Boy, reggae.
But reggae was well evolved. I mean, we don't want to go into the technicality of where reggae came from because technically, I mean, soca is the calypso is the base of soca, but reggae has a base. There was ska. There was so many different things before that. Yeah, so you know what I mean. So
there's a progression.
It's a progression, but I mean, we know reggae, so let's just stick to reggae.
And when we talking reggae is extremely huge. Extremely huge. I think everybody in the world knows reggae music. You think?
Yeah. I mean. The thing about reggae, though, is, reggae actually started being recorded long after calypso. Because the first calypso was recorded somewhere around 1912 or something so, right?
Right, yeah, history.
Around the 40s and 50s, they actually started recording in the States.
Right.
With people like Harry Belafonte and Rum and Coca-Cola, the Andrews sisters who sing Invader song, right? And then there's a second wave, which would have been more like in the 50s and so on, with Kitchener and Roaring Lion and those people who emigrated to
the UK. Yeah, so they were recording there.
And all this time, there was no real recording industry for reggae.
True.
Right? But then reggae burst on the scenes, I think around the late 50s, maybe early 60s or so, and just exploded.
Yeah.
Even giving birth to hip-hop. Better recognized.
Yep. You know that, right? Yep. Rum Club World, don't you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. It was born out of, this tradition in reggae music where they would toast. They're kind of talking over the music.
Yeah,
man like Yellow Man and them kind of fellas used to do that. The rhythm playing and they're talking, They're talking on the rhythm now. And that's how the Grandmaster Flash and all them fellas and them from the Bronx and stuff started the shit, huh?
Yep. So, I mean, the Caribbean has given the world a lot in terms of music. And, the things that we take for granted, we large.
Yeah, we large.
Yeah. But so that's how the things start.
Right.
And
why do you think that is?
Why I think what is?
That the Caribbean gave birth to so many different things forward.
Actually, I think you probably need to go right back to even Africa.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Because calypso, even reggae, it's deeply rooted in our African heritage.
Definitely. My opinion of that would definitely be like, definitely Africa. Us as slaves coming into a different atmosphere, coming into different ways of doing things. We needed to find a way to express ourselves. Absolutely. And that expressing came true in music. And not just that, the Caribbean itself has a lot of oceanic energy, which is the trees, the seas, the soil. That's what we are grounded in, you know what I mean? So oceanic energy is artistic energy, and that's why the Caribbean will always flourish.
And
that's
flow.
what I think.
School them.
That's what I think.
Well said.
Yeah.
So that's like, like the breeze blowing through the trees and some birds chirping, and we can build a rhythm out of that too, you know what I mean? Just everyday life for us.
Because music is all around you.
Yeah, it's just a rhythm. So you're right about that, Nailah. Yeah.
But so that's how the thing came to be, but it didn't come to be just so.
Nah.
It's people who brought it to the fore.
Yeah.
And to me, when we're talking about legends, to me a legend is somebody who not only pioneered, but who made an indelible mark.
Oh yeah.
Somebody that we remember, cherish.
Somebody who paved that road now, boy, for others to follow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because of them, we standing on their shoulders then.
Oh yeah, that's a legend. But and mind you, we are glad we qualify any term legend, because they have a lot of people around, and a lot of singers around who, want to use that term. Legend. Yeah. Loose now. Yeah, but so I'm glad that we qualify the term legend, because when we talking about legend here in Rum Club, we talking about the guys who really paved the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not no just come out,
And not fleeting fame. You was famous for
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
People really set the foundation for where things are now. Being a legend is not a popularity contest.
No.
Being a legend is somebody who, somehow legends.
And they do it for the love, not for the likes.
Exactly.
So speaking about legends, Nailah, you came from legendary stock.
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
I definitely know so, actually. Right. You see, we could play that who's the boss game. I realize we have a vain one in the corner here.
Yeah, who's the real boss wrong here?
Dubz. They get called out Dubz.
No, but as I talk about being, of a lineage of a legend, how does that feel? Like, how does that feel, boy? I mean, walking around with such royalty and stuff like that, is it intimidating at times? How does that work?
Well, I'm now learning how to, what's the word, not acknowledge, the word I'm looking for is not coming to mind, but it's more like, what's the word, boy?
Embrace
it in a sense. Embrace is not the word, but we'll use embrace. Embrace it, because my grandfather died when I was 3 years old. Okay. So yes, I have a great long-term memory, and I remember playing cricket and making pizza, but I don't remember that much. I remember him taking us for KFC. Don't tell my father, you killer. Right? But for a long time, me doing music, I felt like, there was a lot of strain on me. And my mom didn't want this. My mom, Abby Blackman, she didn't want me to feel the strain that she felt growing up, which was to follow in her footsteps. She wanted me to do my own thing.
Forge your own path.
Forge my own path. She was just like, that was her problem. That's why she felt like she couldn't make it, because she was in the shadow of Lord Shorty, of Shorty. And she felt like, okay, just because he did something one way doesn't mean she has to do it that way. You know what I mean? And she never wanted me to feel like that. So I kind of had this mindset from her that, let's just let you forge your own way, because after he changed his life and he became a Christian and it was all about God, it was really hard to do things as to be human, you know what I mean? Because now you're put on this pedestal where you must be all righteous and holy or always, and that's not how life is, that's just not how it works if that's not the foundation that you were brought up in. And she felt like, Nailah, you should just be yourself and do whatever you want. Write about whatever you want to write about. Sing about whatever you want to sing about. Yes, you have a legacy. Yes, your family has done great things, but you will do great things in your own way. It doesn't have to be in the way he did it.
That must have been freeing.
It was definitely freeing. My mom was the most supportive, the most she really taught me to be the person I am right now. And I feel like if she didn't give me that room to express myself and to just be, you know what I mean? She was always creating this atmosphere, this really creative space for me everywhere we went. She felt like I needed to express myself always. She never wanted me to feel locked or tight or closed, and have an open mind. So
she's very nurturing.
Very nurturing, very, very nurturing. So
fantastic.
How that felt coming from a family of great, I need to now remember and acknowledge, even though I'm now, it's something hard to break away from. Even though I'm now doing things my way, I still have a legacy to carry on.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So, in case you all didn't realize, Nailah is the granddaughter of the godfather of Sokah. He was Lord Shorty, then he changed to Shorty. Shorty revolutionized this thing. All the Sokah that we whining and dancing to today would not be here
if it wasn't for him.
If it wasn't for him.
Yeah, so that's exactly why. So this EP that I'm releasing on my birthday, December 2nd, is all in tribute of that.
Is that right?
Yes, it is. It's actually called Sokah, spelled Sokah, and that was actually the original spelling of Sokah when he created it.
You're making jokes.
Yes, I am serious.
All right. I learned today.
Right. So basically, we know Sokah to be spelled Soca because Ira Ferrara, even though he wasn't the person who made it popular, there was another guy, I can't remember his name, I have it written down, but Ira Ferrara made a typo in an article that he wrote about soca music and spelled it Soca.
And everybody just ran with that.
Everybody ran with that.
So what's the original spelling? You said it's Sokah. And what is the meaning? Is there a meaning behind
so
that
it's the soul of Calypso,
okay.
right? So that's where the SO come from, the soul of Calypso.
Right.
And the KAH is representing the Indian influence, the East Indian influence, because it means divine in Hindi ka. Well, that's how he interpreted it when he was younger. He grew up with his grandfather, his mother's dad, who was an East Indian man from Lengua. And he grew up in our East Indian community.
Right.
And him as a little black boy, because his mom was Douglas and his dad was from Barbados, Conrad Blackman. And
hey, big up to all Bajans.
Yes.
Real Caribbean man.
Real Caribbean man, right? So he grew up in an East Indian community, spent a lot of time with his grandfather and this Indian man, and he taught him all about like the music and Indian music. So the sitar, the dantal, the tabla, all these different things. So his whole purpose of soca music was really to unite Trinidad and Tobago, because him coming in his mind, he's from an East Indian family, but he's a little black boy, right? So, you know, he was fortunate enough to not have a family that would disown him or something like that. Because, you know, we deal with a lot of situations like that here in Trinidad, and he felt like he really wanted to unite the country because he felt like we were so separated. And he said, like, Calypso is for the Africans, and the East Indian music, you know, East Indians have their own music. And he wanted something for Trinbagonians.
Right.
He said we should have one music where we are not now Indians and Africans, we are Trinbagonians. Exactly. You know what I mean?
It's like a Douglarization.
A Douglarism. You have it right. A Douglarism.
So Nailah, that explains why you're so in touch with the Indian side of you that you would have even danced with Shiv Shakti and so on.
I did. How you know that?
We do research here at the show.
Papa. yes, I did classical Indian dancing growing up.
You could cook Indian?
No, I can't cook Indian. I don't really cook. You know, I was now having an argument with my mom and my sister about that this morning. They were like, Nailah, you need to cook. I said, I'm too busy to cook. I'm just going to get rich and hire a chef, okay?
All right.
Thank you very much.
Right, and even coming back to the explanation of soca, because one of the explanations we've heard over the years is that with the spelling Soca, S-O is soul, S-O-U-L, and C-A is the beginning of Calypso. That's the explanation we've been told over the years.
But maybe that's what they forged. But they kind of left out, they say soul Calypso, but they left out the East Indian influence. Exactly. You know what I mean? It was soul from Calypso and the ka from the East Indians, because what he did was he took all the playing of the sitar and he put it on the guitar, because the first album when he was creating, and you know, people don't really credit him for this, but before soca became soca was chutney soca. The reason why it had that name was because it's like, they say that's that kind of chutney thing, like they didn't call it, he didn't call it soca yet. They say that chutney thing.
Okay.
He was mixing the calypso in terms of the rhythm and everything with the East Indian instruments, and then it was all the East Indians said, "Oh, Shorty, you're demolishing whatever the word they use, bastardizing the music," and the Africans said, "Shorty, you're playing Indian." You know what I mean? So when he did the album Endless Vibrations, it was when he took the sitar, what was being played on the sitar, and put it on the guitar.
Right,
and what was being played on the dantal, put it on the drums, and you know, like all those things like that. Now, so it really brought in the rhythm and the mixture.
Oh yeah.
Right?
That's just a pause raised there. That's visionary,
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. So
legendary.
What I'm doing with my my EP, which is Sokah. Sokah is the title track, SOKAH. That song I'm actually collaborating. It's featured one of the greats, I would say, Len Bugsy Sharp, right? And the pan because like it's like we as young people, I don't know how young Ola is, but I really
yeah, but Giz is 29, so yeah, she's young too.
So don't appreciate the pan.
No, not just don't appreciate the pan. Yes, don't appreciate the pan, but don't appreciate the culture on a whole.
Yeah.
When you think culture, because I know it from me. Like when I think culture, I think, oh gosh, that's gonna be boring. Like, you know what I mean? That's just that's the automatic. Because when I go to culture, I love culture, but when I go to cultural events, I'm bored.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I love culture, but I can't even enjoy it because it's not in my time.
Right.
The things I think are cool, the expression of
Yeah.
it, it's not in my time, and I'm like, yo, I can't relate to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is so not how I would have liked it to be. So I want to make culture cool again.
Yep.
I want to bring back culture in my, and you see, thing about it is that I'm gonna love my age. I'm 19.
I thought you were 21.
No,
22.
I'm 19.
Oh, shucks.
And my birthday is on December 2nd. So I'm gonna be 20, right? And people, like, I'm old for a 19-year-old. People would say, because I was like, my cousin is 16 years old. He's a young producer working under my producer Anson Pro, and he will speak, and I'll be like, yo, what is this? Like, they're speaking a whole different language, and he's just like 4 years younger than me, and it's a whole different language that I don't understand. So if I'm young and I am experiencing certain things, just imagine that they would just feel like this is not for me. So I want to make sure that all generations can appreciate culture. So collaborating with me on this song,
that's important work because it's preserving for posterity. And just a transferring of, you know, the appreciation of the culture and loving it up and generation.
But
otherwise we lose it.
We will lose it. But you know what is interesting to me, and I want to hear Nailah tell us about how is she going to let this culture be, you know, relevant to maybe a 16 or 17-year-old or 18-year-old. How do we make this thing, you know, relevant to them?
So the song called Sokah, Len Bugsy Sharp is playing on that song, and I also brought on Mongol Patasa, right, playing the sitar on the song as well. And this song is very, I would say it's very cultural in terms of how it feels. The sitar and the pan is being played throughout the song, but in terms of our lingo, like, we're gonna say things, and older people, like my mom, like when I released this song Bailah, my mom's like, you lost man. No, I don't get it. I don't get it. She's in her 50s and she just doesn't get it because it's a generational thing. I'm like, mommy, this is not bad, this is not scandalous, this is normal.
Bad
you know what I mean?
good.
Bad isn't good. You know what I mean? So she doesn't get it, and I was like, I want a song that the old people can get. No offense. The old people can get, the young people get, the middle-aged people can get, everybody can get.
Across all generations. You know, once it's good music, everybody will appreciate it.
But you can imagine seeing Granny as like, Granny, how you going tonight? Boy, everything cool? She say, yeah, badish.
Because, I mean, for example, your song Bailah, Mami.
Yeah.
I mean,
my daughter is not even 2 years old and she sings it.
Exactly. I don't think that song is...
Because she thinks she has Mami, right? So Bailah, Mami, Mami. She's dancing in the back, you know what I mean? So it's
so, and I agree with you with preserving the culture, and I mean, I think that's part of what we do at Rum Club. I mean, we really present.
I appreciate that.
What we do is recording Caribbean culture. I mean, we've done episodes on things like Sukunya and Laja Bless, and I mean, the younger people, I think people under 20 don't even know what these things are.
No, I'm under 20 still. I know what
these
things are.
But remember, you are old soul.
You're a mature, a mature 19-year-old. You know? So, and I agree with you. I mean, and to me, once you present the culture and present the information in the right way, people are going to be interested and intrigued by it, you know? And that's what it's about, you know? So.
That's fantastic work, Nailah. I mean, I'm kind of excited, you know, about what you're doing, especially for my kids, because I have two kids. I have a 16-year-old, I have a 16-year-old, and
oh,
my
wow,
second
I don't
daughter.
really want to... You have a
16-year-old?
Oh, yeah.
But
wow.
You look like 29.
Yeah,
don't him,
I started saying early.
But
But it really has me excited because, of course, the culture to be transferred to them.
Yes.
Because they only know about WhatsApp and Instagram and, you know, stuff
and
like that.
Snapchat.
And house parties and stuff like, you know, yeah, and Snapchat. And so, you know, you, by doing this and by, you know, by having this moment in time called Sokah, and by the style and the way you're going to present it, I am definitely going to be a part of it. I'm coming down to San Fernando.
Thank you, because San Fernando Hill is the launch of Sokah, the EP.
It's in San Fernando Hill?
San Fernando Hill.
Yeah.
I think
Lovely.
San Fernando Hill is a really, I always forget the word exactly, but it's a historical place, I would say, for my family. I was born in San Fernando.
Yes.
And I remember when, I wasn't there, but when the first video of Watch Out My Children was shot, it was actually shot on San Fernando Hill.
Yeah.
When San Fernando Hill was they just chop it down.
Yeah.
It just looked like rock and mold. It didn't look like how it looked now.
And Nailah, for our international listeners, San Fernando is a city located in the southern part of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a big deal because I'm coming back to my roots, and going to be on a cast is my whole family, right? I have my mom performing, my aunt Isaac Blackman is performing. I mean, my uncle Isaac Blackman, my aunt Madge Blackman. Everybody's coming on to share this song.
Where OC is, where?
OC's in California.
Oh, he's in California.
And he is coming down for the end of the year. He's not coming down for the concert itself.
Right.
But my aunt Avion, who is also in California, will be coming down for the concert.
Fantastic. You know, when I found out that you were going to be on the show, it kind of threw me back. You know, I was thinking about, you know, your family members and stuff like that. And I don't know how old I'm gonna sound, but I remember when OC Blackman was the star. Y'all remember that? I remember him.
You sound
I
real
remember
old.
him.
You sound real old.
Yeah, he used to be on a Carib advertisement. I mean, up in Maraval. It was shot in Maraval because I'm an old Maraval boy myself. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, wow, when you think about the Blackmans, you know, they way back. It's like legendary.
Yep.
That's what
Yeah.
we're using
That's-
today.
yeah.
Legends.
Yep.
You know?
Legendary.
That's what we're talking about, you know.
So
And from one legend to the next, if you're talking Sokah, which was born out of Calypso, you had to touch on who's the Calypso legend. Who you feel? Who you feel, Nailah?
Talk now.
I think there are many legends.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna just
She's gonna zip it.
I'm gonna just
But
Well, we already established your grandfather, so that's
I mean,
Yeah.
definitely. But
Yeah.
I think there are many legends, you know, in the music fraternity in the Caribbean. In Trinidad for Calypso, I think one of the legends that we'd also always have to give kudos to is the Mighty Sparrow.
Yeah.
Slinger Francisco, right? Giz, you
Yeah,
agree?
yeah.
I find your face to look at that kind of way, you know.
Nah, man.
What happened?
Birdie all the way.
Yeah, that's known. And what about Kitchener?
Oh yeah, well, absolutely. So
But where's he props? What's his claim to fame?
What do you mean Sparrow is known worldwide? I mean,
no, but
well,
it's accolades.
I know
accolades.
he was the Calypso king of the world for a long time because he had the most
but he's still the king. When they're talking about the king of Calypso, who would we say is the king of Calypso?
But I remember this man career spans 7 decades.
7 decades. Oh, and Sparrow's still alive.
So yes,
Sparrow's a living
Living
legend.
legend.
remember he came on he burst on the scene in 1956 with
Gina and Dinah.
Gina and Dinah.
Of course.
You were not song from 1956, you know.
Clementina.
That's some timeless, you know.
Yeah. But you could bust that tune in our dance and man get on
Yeah,
that. In our
exactly.
old school segment. Huh? That's
Right,
1950.
and
You know
and that's-
Sparrow, but you know Sparrow originated from Grenada, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's naturally.
But
So
still.
yeah, so that I mean that song Gina and Dinah, that was what won him the Road March and Calypso Monarch title, you know, and then I mean that was just the beginning.
You know what I like about Sparrow? Sparrow addresses serious issues, right? But in a kind of catchy way that you whining and thing. But he talking about
The lyrics, you got lyrics.
no. You know what I mean? They have a lot of social and political commentary now that is slower and more.
Yeah, you don't even really want to. It's hard to listen to.
The
now.
word escaping me. It's not party music.
Yeah.
But Sparrow will sing about federation.
But Gina and Dinah was a social commentary.
Exactly.
For
But-
example.
Exactly.
And that one Road March.
Exactly.
But when you sing about education, I can't wind to education. I can't wind to that one.
Oh God, not always, but you know. And he has some funny ones too, eh?
Yeah, the lizard.
But last week when we bought the rum is
Rum is
macho.
Macho.
Yeah, son. So Sparrow is definitely a legend. He would have paved the way
8
for
Road March, 8 Calypso Monarch Crowns.
So Sparrow, legend, full
Yes.
stop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Who else? Kitchener, legend, full stop. We had to talk about Kitchener.
Yeah, I want to talk about Kitchener.
Yeah,
I want to know.
talk about
I want to know
Kitchener.
why Kitchener is a legend.
Could anybody answer that
Wait,
question?
you
Because she's looking at me for an answer.
But it's you say Kitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I would say he played. I mean, Kitchener and Sparrows running same time. It's like
Well,
it's
Kitchener
like
was, was from before though. Kitchener actually started in his 30s.
Yeah, in the 30s. But I'm saying now, with regards to the run, I think Kitchener and Sparrow ran the same time. It's like our Bungie and Marshall was running at the same time. Yeah, understand? So that's why I kind of put him in, because of course Kitchener is foundation.
Kitchener
foundation. You can't say foundation and legendary to mean the same two things. We qualify it differently.
No, Kitchener is the pan song man.
I'm not gonna say that.
Right.
I mean, besides road match, because he had at least 10 road match titles. But for pan songs, I think he won at least 18.
Serious? 18?
18 panorama titles were won with his composition. His songs.
Nyla, is that good enough for you? That answer
That's-
is good enough? Does that make Kitchener a legend?
That's wow. Yeah, that's wow.
And a master double entendre.
Oh yeah.
You know the artists now, the Calypsonians now, don't know about double entendre, man.
The direct.
Everything just
They're taken from the Jamaicans. They just wanted to raw.
no craft, no artistry in the thing. You know what I mean? And all of these are important aspects of the craft, and we have to preserve these things. You know, so when people say, well, Calypso and Kaiso dying and so on, I think that's probably what they refer to. You know, is not as you could sing. Anybody could, well, not anybody, but you know, once you have a good voice, you could come and sing some lyrics that somebody write. But it's a craft for Calypso.
Creativity.
Very hard work.
Yeah.
I actually went to several Calypso seminars.
Yeah.
Because Calypso writing is a different kind of writing. That
No, only
very different.
You know, something simple as the rhyming.
yes,
the rhyme,
A B
rhyme scheme.
rhyme scheme. There's many different types of rhyme
They
schemes.
don't even follow that
There's
again.
forced rhymes, there's slight rhymes, there's all kind of different categories for these rhyming schemes I didn't even know about.
So what is your in writing a song? What is your How do you go about writing a song? What is your inspiration?
First of all, we
What
have
is
to
your-
ask her if she writes.
Yes, of course she writes.
Yes, see, this is the educated one in the room, right? Thank you very
What are the song effects?
Yeah, she writes.
Of course, I write all my songs.
Okay,
All my
Nailah.
songs are written by me.
Nailah.
Okay, Dubz. Okay, Dubz.
You know that? That's the rights. That's the published rights.
Yeah. Exactly.
I do not. It's been very challenging to write calypsos. I've tried my whole life to write calypsos. My dad, very good at writing calypsos. My mom, calypso composer.
So you
But
say calypso, you mean the social commentary type music, or
not
you
because
mean the
calypso is
entire genre?
not just soca,
Okay.
social commentary.
Right.
It is calypso on the whole. Like calypso on the whole has a certain timing, a certain like you have to mark how many words in one line and like fit that for the rest of the song. And there's a certain structure, you know, because
Yes.
I've taken the seminars. I know how it goes, but I just naturally that's just not how I write.
Right.
I would say that I lean a little bit more to the folk side of things, whereas like I like to story tell in a very vague way, so it's more like poetry.
Right.
Have you ever done spoken word?
No, I've never done spoken word because I never liked my talking voice.
I was not going
But-
to say I think you were song
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, because you have a jazzy, you have that whole jazzy flow now.
Yeah,
I think that
true.
jazzy flow kind of.
I feel you. Many people have asked me that over the years, but I'm only now starting to appreciate my speaking voice.
Right.
But I love my singing voice. I don't really like my talking voice.
But you know Dubz real like his speaking voice. You could
I can
realize
tell.
that.
I can tell. No, I think Dubs love everything about Dubs.
Cool like the breeze in Crosstown Cafe on a Saturday.
But my style of writing is I call it Caribbean folk because it's very vague. I don't go straight to the point, and that's calypso is like that. It's straight to the point. It's a kind of, even though there's a double entendre, and which that's one way where I cross over into calypso, it's a vague way I'm going to describe a scenario without saying what the scenario is. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I love to finish sentences in the next line.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? It's like, what was that line of a song? It's like, Bailah Mami now. There's like,
big girl in the party.
Not that line.
not that line. Music, look a lot I don't know. How to behave so I get low. You know, that like it's like you finish it with the other line finishes the last sentence. I love that kind of writing because it's a story. You know what I mean? So every other line is finishing that last story you were telling.
You give it the little cliffhanger, leave us wanting more, and then you bring it back here, and then you go again. And
that would be my style, yeah.
All right, nice.
And I mean, so Nailah, I think, you have a lot of good foundation to be a music legend because you started at an early age,
Thank you.
right? And we see some of the legends are doing 70 years. Another legend who's been around for a long time is Calypso Rose.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
Rose, you have a big up Rose. Rose for women.
Yeah.
Rose for Tobago, because we had to represent the 868 is Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh yes.
Yeah. You know his Rose's real name?
What's Rose's real name?
She's not like a Josephine.
Well, not too far.
What's her real name?
Rose's name is MacArthur Lewis.
Macabre. That's a nice name.
You don't ever think that, huh? You think Calypso Rose's name is Rose?
Yeah.
That's a sobriquet.
MacArthur, yes.
I know she's one of those people who burst in the 1950s too. So again,
long time.
Yeah, she's around a long time.
Rose won a Grammy.
Wait,
Come let me get some sound effects for Rose, man.
That's
all is Royal Oka drinking. That's slowing me down. It have a feeling like a
First
old
female Calypso monarch.
It have a feeling like a female, right? The song effects you say what?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Song effects you get.
Me or sound effects.
Alright. But the Grammy is our French Grammy.
It's a French Grammy.
The French Grammy, Grammy is Grammy.
Grammy is Grammy,
yeah.
Right.
Tempo.
Especially being
Hey, and she
a
sing about San Fernando.
non-speaking. She doesn't speak. Well, I know she speaks French now, but coming from some place that doesn't speak French to win a French Grammy, that's a big deal, yo.
That's
a big deal.
And very interesting that, as Giselle rightly said, she has a song that. All the San Fernando
Tempo,
song.
going down San
Fernando, down there have plenty tempo.
For Sokah is the big show. Nailah Blackman there. So
Nailah, I think Dubz had to be on the show.
Sokah Origins, of course. And you know something, my co-manager right now, Lauren O'Connor, is actually Calypso Rose's manager as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's all in the family. It's all in the family.
Dubz, see if you can get Lauren to manage it too now.
Yeah, we don't say family. The Jamaicans just say family.
How you go?
Always coming back to Jamaica. This man sways at Jamaica.
No, he has a Jamaican pen pal.
I don't believe in that, you know. I don't believe in that at all.
Well, it's one Caribbean.
Of course. Listen, one Caribbean, one love. By the end of the day, Trinis must be Trinis.
You know me.
Editor, we can edit this. Yeah, man. So we've already established that Sparrow is a legend.
Yeah.
Kitchener is a legend.
Yeah.
Calypso Rose is a legend.
A living legend.
Rash Shorty
Is a legend.
Mr. Garfield Blackman.
But we do that first. We don't know that first.
See, Nailah, what usually happens, right? Once we start drinking around the 45th, 50th minute, his accent changes. If you listen to the episodes, you'll see, the accent usually changes around this time. So just work with us.
All right, so what? We're going to cross boundaries now? We're going to take it up the islands?
Yeah, we spoke about Calypso, but,
we touchy reggae.
We are touching reggae.
Come on, we all know Bob Marley. Come on.
It's so obvious.
It's very obvious. It's very obvious.
So we. That's it. So we shouldn't say anything about.
No, of course we'll say things about Bob Marley. Bob Marley is a legend.
Nailah, I want to challenge you right now to sing one verse in any Bob Marley song.
Woke up this morning to the rising sun. 3 little birds were by my doorstep, singing sweet songs Our melody's pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Baby, don't worry about a thing. Why?
'Cause every little thing
it's gonna be alright. Baby, don't worry about a thing. Because every little thing is gonna be alright.
She's on your chest.
That's what we said.
Nailah, I think Dubz could be on your next you could do a collaboration.
Well, let me and Nailah alone. Yeah, man. So definitely Bob Marley is a
You know,
legend.
Nailah voice have this raspiness that,
boy,
you know,
Aw.
special. Feeling like if I on the voice.
Yeah.
What's this man name, boy?
Yeah. Oh.
Lee Scratch Perry.
Yeah.
Lee Scratch Perry. Legend.
What do you guys think?
I think he's a legend.
Yeah, but he wasn't a forefront man.
No, he was a back.
no.
He was
Yeah,
behind the
background,
scenes.
yeah.
Behind the scenes,
Yeah.
but definitely because without Scratch, we may not have ever discovered
Nothing.
late greats.
Yeah. Nothing
Yeah?
now going.
Not just that, but it's like reggae may not have come about.
Yeah.
Reggae wasn't a prominent thing in Jamaica before him, you know.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. Like there was a bunch of other things happening. You know what I mean? But he was the guy. I mean, Bob Marley was his artist, but he was the guy. He's the man behind the music. It's just
Yes.
like how it's like people,
Producers.
my
Right.
producer Anson Pro. Right now, I mean, I think we're creating history in Trinidad and Tobago in terms of what I want to do with the youth, and I would have never gotten to this stage with my music, with my career on the whole, because he's my producer / manager.
Right.
If it wasn't for him, and people don't pay recognition to the makers of the music,
Yeah,
you
the
know what
man
I mean?
behind
They
the scenes.
don't. They
Yeah.
don't.
The
The
rhythm
makers of the
man.
music,
Yeah.
you know.
But
So
I mean, I think some of the people who work behind the scenes, some of them just actually like to stay behind the scenes.
Some
they're
of them,
kind of
some of
shy
them.
and they're just, they're very kind of they're introverts and they just really want to focus on that and
Yeah.
that's sometimes what happens. They're not known, you know.
some of them like that, but then some of them they just, no one wants to know who produced the song.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know who sang it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like writers. Sometimes people don't even care who writes the song. Only people that care who writes the song is people that are looking for somebody to write a song for them. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So writer, the behind the scenes people, like I believe there should be more forefront for them as well, because
Sorry, have you started writing for others as yet, or
no, I mean, I've written for some family members. I've written for some of my friends. I have co-written on Sokah artist songs, like Destra.
okay?
Who else? Yeah, that's about it. But
Okay.
I've helped out in sessions, but never actually been like a forefront person to write a whole song for somebody. I've been more focused on my career, most of all. Yeah.
But I think definitely, as your career blossoms, I think definitely people will come knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Because they would want someone Nailah. They would want someone
Yeah,
Nailah
but I don't know-
creativity.
I
That
don't know if-
magic, that magic.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I don't know if it's the smartest
Pixie
thing to do. Like, I mean, I'm always for a co-collaboration in
Right.
terms of writers. Like, I would love to be part of like a writing camp or a writing team to
Right.
collaborate with other people in writing a song. But
Uh-huh.
my problem with writing a song just me alone for somebody is that when you do that, you kind of give away your style. It's
Yeah.
like this, right?
Yeah.
Sia. I mean, Sia's been writing for Rihanna for how long now?
Yeah.
But when we love Sia now because I mean she's so powerful and rich that she got to the point where she could do her own thing.
That's
But-
who want to swing from the chandelier.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, right, nice.
But we know Diamonds from her. We know
Yeah, Diamonds.
I mean Rihanna sang that. This next one from Beyonce, Pretty Hurts. This from Neo, Let Me Love You. There's so many songs that she's written that are worldwide popular, but now her style sounds old because Rihanna's done it already.
Yeah,
Rihanna's
right.
stole
You're
it.
right. I get that.
You know what I
get
mean?
that.
It's just like this girl BB Burley. I'm a big fan of her. She's the one who wrote Bitch Better Have My Money for Rihanna. And like BB is amazing, but BB's style is already out there because Rihanna took it. You know what I mean? And sometimes these writers are okay with that and they could change it up and they could do what they want because they're dynamic like that. But I mean, I'm not saying I'm not dynamic like that. I would just prefer for it to be mine alone. So if I co-collaborate with another writer to write somebody's song, or I would love to do that, but to give solely me, I'm kind of good. I'm good. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's like,
I think it's smart. Just like you're keeping what is yours.
Yeah, it's like the trade secrets now.
Yeah, it's like if KFC was like to put it on the billboard. This is us. This is our 12 spices. Yeah. Everybody, you know,
everybody going on making KFC.
Everybody making KFC. You know what I mean?
Unless, of course, if you're writing, you write for somebody else in a different style.
But that's not what
process.
That's not what they want. They want you. If you think about it, like you could like this, right? I've written songs for somebody else, but they will never be as good as the songs that I've written for myself. Like if I go in my mind, okay, I'm writing this song for this type of artist because they're like an R&B kind of artist, and I write a song like that, it's gonna be a dope song. But if I write a song for me, they'll be like, ooh, this is natural, this is oozing, this is, you know,
it's the creative process.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, talking about collaboration, I mean, and getting back a little bit to legends, one of the greatest reggae bands we know, groups, the Wailers, and we spoke about Bob. I mean, we didn't even get into Bob Marley. I mean, there was just
it's like Bob Marley enough said.
Because everybody knows.
But they are also members of the Marley, such as Peter Tosh.
The Wailers, not the
Wailers. Sorry, the Wailers.
Peter Tosh.
It's Royal Oak Select Trinidad rum. Just bear with me.
And then it kind of pushes me to think about the musicians behind it. And when you talk about like Family Man Barrett and stuff like that, he was one of the bassies and thing too. When you talk about reggae music and you talk about the musicians, we have musician legends.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When you talk about, I mean,
if you want to talk Trinidad, you can talk about Roy K, for example.
You talk about Roy K.
Decades.
You talk about, who's Taurus Riley? Who's move it again? The saxophonist. Who's play the saxophone? Dean Fraser. Yeah. You know, that's a legend. That's a musical legend.
And I mean, we could talk about.
I would say Mongal Patterson is a musical legend.
Mongal Patterson is a legend.
He's a musical legend.
Oh yeah.
But I just want to come back a little bit to Roy K, because a lot of careers have been built off of Roy K, because a lot of artists would have come into the fold as a young artist, up and coming and be a frontline singer for Roy K. And we know some of them, for example, Destra was with Roy K.
Who's that? Blacks?
I want to challenge you there. I mean, they have some notable mentions, but when we talk about legend, you don't think it's a different kind of status?
No, I'm just thinking Roy K, for example, behind the scene as a legend. Because there's some people who we may not view them as a legend, but they work and toil so hard behind the scenes and build careers, and that to me is part of being a legend too, in that it's not only about you. You actually were able to build others.
You remember when we spoke about legends earlier, we said that, and when we qualified it, we said it's about somebody that paves the way. Right? And Roy K definitely stamp on that legend. You know. So let's take it back to Yard. So we say Bob Marley is a legend, and the world knows that. We don't have to fight that. We say members of his band. We said Peter Tosh, legend. Give us some more now.
We said Lee
Scratch Perry. If you ever leave me.
Lee Scratch Perry,
legend.
We have Jimmy Cliff.
Yeah, and so we Buju Banton.
I putting that out there.
I taking that.
Free Buju.
There's a living legend.
Buju have that gravelly voice. Was on the scene. Buju was conscious. Buju had all kind of dance.
He was conscious. He was controversial.
I remember the last concert I remember, we had went to that in Trinidad. It was Buju and Shabba. And what was interesting to me, I grew up in the
Shabba
is a legend too. So I grew up in the time when I think I had a greater appreciation of Buju for the slackness side before he got into the conscious side of the music, right? And with the slackness, I saw that when he performed for that show, he cannot run through the songs quickly. Right. You know, he didn't really stay along with all the slackness.
Slackness, Buju, I can't
remember.
He
evolves as
all the party song now, not the conscious songs. Yeah. And then, but the conscious songs,
like Elana, if you ever leave me, you know, that's it, right?
Things change, but it's your life hard. I just run through the songs.
And then you have Lord, give I strength.
I sing, I'm strange, just feeling.
He did the whole song, and to me, it showed that evolution.
Okay.
Could you win Grammys too, eh?
I mean, that's a Grammy kid. I mean, Baba Shabba. I say you call the name Shabba.
Right.
Shabba ranking That's a legend, Nailah. You know anything much of her? Let me tell you something.
Okay, so let me tell you. I grew up on pure local, Trinidad kind of vibes.
Right.
My family wasn't anything outside too much.
Right.
Was more like the Mali Sons and thing like that. Damien, Ziggy, that kind of
Ziggy, you know.
Ziggy, yes, right.
Ziggy was on Sesame Street and all.
Yes, I grew up listening to a lot of Ziggy Marley, so I didn't.
Brothers and sisters.
I didn't really. I wasn't really allowed to listen to the Buju and the Shabba, and when I got older, I wasn't really. They weren't really popping at that time, so it wasn't really in my decade to understand that. I you know what I mean? I would know more about the old Calypsonians, the old, like, my family was a sort of like a localist kind of vibes. And anything outside was more like the English singers or the American singers.
So is there any out of the local singers we mentioned? Is there any notable mentions you think?
We leave out.
I mean, Lord and Vader.
Right.
I definitely think so.
Rum and Coca-Cola personally seen and mash things up.
I mean, there's the Roy and Lion.
Yeah.
I mean, David Brother.
Wait, hold on.
We can forget Brother.
No, we didn't forget Brother. I think we just didn't mention him as yet because we know the competition still ongoing.
David
Brother, definitely.
He is a legend, a living legend.
I mean, I think, and even songs like "Rally Round the West Indies," which is, that's a real Caribbean man song. That's
anthem.
I wouldn't call him a legend, but he's definitely a great Andre Tanker.
Notable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many people that I think did such great work, but you see, what I have a problem with Trinbagonians about is consistency.
Right.
I think Jamaicans and other islands. Well, I would just say I'll stop at Jamaicans. Jamaicans are very consistent,
and that is probably why reggae is so pervasive internationally.
Yes.
But when you say consistent, what do you mean? You mean the artists are not consistent with the offering? Is it that we're not supporting?
Some are not consistent with the offering, but some. They do great and then they just fall off the map.
But the legends we've mentioned so far, I mean, these people, some of them are 70-year career.
Yes.
You never fall off the map.
Yes.
You know? And that's what makes the legends. And we need to...
longevity.
Yeah, we need for new legends to
but I
come
mean,
on board.
Sparrow.
Yeah.
Sparrow's still living, right?
Yeah, he is.
But
and he's still performing.
But when is the last time you've heard a Sparrow release?
No, but remember, he hasn't been...
of best health.
Best health. So, but he's still being, he still performs here and there, but he's not the best health.
But if Bob Marley was still alive, I'm pretty sure he would have been rock back and retired now.
Absolutely not. I don't think, you believe so?
That's the reason why I gave Calypso Rose the biggest
forward.
Hoorah, she is amazing.
But I think when you said consistency, and that's why I was trying to ask the question about, is it the artists themselves,
a lot of our artists,
or the support system? Because I think some of the artists get disenfranchised. David Rudder, for example, he just got fed up of the way things were. He said, look, I go in the Canada one, and I get paid for my music, and not being supported by the radio stations, so on and so forth. So it's not only the artists being consistent, but the support system. The music should be played a lot more throughout the year.
Yeah.
We should appreciate it more. But on the other hand, you can't force people to appreciate something and somebody appreciate it or not. And again, I don't want to sound like we tooting our own horn, but for us, for Rum Club, that's why we said, look, let's talk about the culture. Let's have a conversation about the culture, because you
have to have that platform.
Correct.
And you have to have that environment for the thing to thrive.
Yes.
And if we recognize the value, not just in preserving the culture, but in exporting the culture, then we need to put the infrastructure in place to support it. Right? So everything from the radio station to government, whether it's incentives or subventions or, everybody have a part to play. The people, we had to appreciate the thing. We had to demand that we get our Kaiso and our Sokah on the radio.
I think we turning this thing, the topic of legends a little bit. So is a legend, can we qualify a legend to be somebody that is trailblazing and has laid the path for others? But can we also say that a legend cannot be a legend without the support of people around him.
Yeah, I mean, it's partly true. I mean, your work will always show for itself, but what will propel people to do more and to do better and to keep going and to is the support system.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, it's about your will to forget all if there's no support.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Your drive to your willpower to get there, even though nobody's with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Your belief in what you're doing and continue pushing.
And you know what? Right there, I want to take it back to Shorty, because I don't think the whole Trinidad and Tobago was singing him praises.
They turned
singing
against
him praises.
They turned against
when
him.
he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
But now he's dead and
Believe in
gone.
his vision and
Now he's dead and gone. The vision and the trail was already, the road was already laid.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now,
everybody
we
trampling on the
appreciate
road,
it.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's part of being a visionary, though, because a visionary will plant a tree.
Yeah.
But not for them to get shade from the tree. It's for their grandchildren and others to get shade.
And in other words,
I think that's what he did.
And fruits.
The legends, they do it for the love.
Not for the legs.
Not for the legs.
You don't know.
And I mean, I'm a huge fan. I mean, Shadow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shadow. I mean, Stalin. To me, I always like Stalin.
Yeah.
Hey, big up Stalin.
I've gone shows
You're right, Cali.
to see people like Shadow and Stalin, just because I think my girlfriend at the time was when she was like, we're going with you. You will go. I know Randy Glasgow Promotions. You would have had those kind of shows where you'd have people like Shadow and Stalin and David Rodder. I would go to that because I like that kind of thing.
This is a question. What do you guys think about Marshall Montano?
If he's a legend?
Legend. Yes. I would say yes.
Oh, I thought she was asking
Living
generally.
legend.
But yeah,
Living legend.
He's a legend, or if he's not a legend as yet, he's definitely a legend in making. I think a lot of things, the consistency, he's really trying to do pioneering work, do things that has never been done. He's really trying.
Take the thing different.
He's taking chances.
So Bungie too then? He in line to be legendary, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Because Bungie's style was different when Bungie started performing.
Raga Sokah.
Yeah.
Okay. Raga Sokah and Rapso. What about Rapso? We didn't talk about Rapso really. But that has its place, huh?
Yeah.
It does.
But I don't know if we could qualify. Can we qualify anybody as Rapso legends?
Atakan.
Rapso legend.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call him a legend, but I would say that he is definitely a
Tricanal.
Yeah.
Rapso legends.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Resistance.
But a Resistance.
Oh yeah, we can forget this. We get catch off guard because we weren't prepared for Rapso legends. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go into so many sub-genres.
Yeah. I mean, one thing is clear, that as Caribbean people, them rhythms that come out of Africa, and India,
give me the rhythm,
and every country that has perhaps captured us, deeply ingrained in everything that we do, and it shows in the music.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we have living legends, and we have those that have gone on, and they will continue to have that indelible mark now and forever.
And forever. So you know what? I think we reached the segment called Tune for Boss.
Boss something,
Tune for Boss.
God, all right. This
Tune
is
for
Nyla.
Nyla, let me tell you something.
You mean tune to boss?
Yes. Nyla, yes, tune to boss.
Nyla, I do remind you, he has a Jamaican pen pal, right?
Okay, what's the Jamaican pen pal's name?
Winsome. Winsome. No, but here, man. No, Nyla, the Rum Club knows this. This is something that, this is my part of the show that I've won many accolades about it. There's been times.
He's a legend, I bust it.
There's been times when I bust a tune, they didn't believe me, and the tune turned out to be a big tune, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, right about now,
go the accent.
This is a first for me.
Okay.
I never got to bust a tune with the actual artist being in the Rum Club to bust the tune. So right now I gotta get a high five.
Wait, you? I was not even aware of this.
No, you're not aware of it. And it's a tune that I bust way back when. And then it ended up being a big tune. So I want to do a throwback of a tune that I had bust before and tell them it was a big tune.
I swear.
Bust the tune.
Papa.
I want to do a throwback of a tune that I tell them was going to be a big tune. And now that I hear, and they hear in person, I'm going to bust the tune for them now. This tune, it bust long time. It ended up big. And I gave him a chance to play it because Nailah Blackman here in the house. All you, it's Bailah, Mami.
Papa.
You can sing along if you feel like.
I wanna hook up on a yardie, watch me dancing. Not you. Like lick a lot of dough now. I don't be A, so I get low. I know you want me, how you act so. When I one fast one, Ali man say, girl, are you best so?
Pull up that tune. Wait. Don't say nothing. Nailah, tell me something now.
Yeah.
How you felt about being on Rum Club today?
I honestly think you guys do a good job at getting your interviewees / hosts drunk. And I feel very Caribbean, so points. You got the points of it all.
Straight to the point.
And
Straight to the point. Straight to the point. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever on the Tune for Bus segment, I got with me, live and alive, Nailah Blackman in the house.
Bailah, mommy, mommy. Bailah, mommy, mommy. Bailah, bailah. Big gal inna the army. When me stepping on the party, I wanna hook up on a yardie. Watch me dancing on you. Music like a lot of don't know. I don't be A, so I get low. I know you want me, I ask so. What we do? Wine fast wine. Ali man say, girl, I your best so. Taba de fuego. Lava your drop low. You set the place on fire. Bailah, mommy, mommy.
Lord God Almighty.
You know, I swear I'm busting your tune, Sokah.
Oh, you have it?
No.
Oh, no. We can do it. We can do it.
It actually was released on radio for the first time today. But the video is not out yet. It's going to be out on Sunday. So you guys will look forward to that. That's tomorrow, right? I see Sunday, like if it's down the road, but
Dubz, you failed there, boy. You're supposed to line up the Sokah.
Don't worry about me now. Right now, you see, you see Royal Look. It make me make mistake.
No, but I really want people to come out to the EP launch on December 2nd. It's my 20th birthday. It's my band launch. I'm coming out with a band, guys.
You're kidding?
I have my own band. Yes.
For Carnival?
For Carnival. Yes, I have a 5-piece band.
Valz.
On the night, I'm gonna have horns and everything. I'm bringing in Shensia from Jamaica. Boom.
Hey, Shensia.
Yeah, definitely. The night is gonna be huge. Y'all could get your tickets like all for the local listeners at all NLCB locations. Fats International, Hideout Clothing Store, Yuma. It's gonna be amazing. The early birds are actually sold out, so I'm so happy.
Early bird tickets
sold out.
Nailah.
Now we're on to the 180 tickets. Wait, what's that?
No. Because all the Rum Club will know anytime Damien Dubz are wrong and Nailah in the house. All they feel that I couldn't bust the tune for. Well, wait.
Bing bang bong bang bong. It's Nailah.
All they listen to the tune.
It's like girls gone wild. I go get my grill on. Hard as ice and spark.
What is this? All you hear?
When you get hooked from the first 10 bars.
What the?
It's like girls gone wild. I go get my grill on. Hard as ice and sparkling. I'm in a tropical paradise I call home. It's like an alpha and omega, Trinidad to Vega. When I see my people dancing, all I hear is Sokah. All day long, not gonna leave you for nothing. All day long, take away from me, bing bang bong bang bong.
Bing bang 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 bang. Bing bang 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 bang. let's stop that tune. Play back that tune from the top. Hold on.
I love it.
Oh, let us say nothing.
Thank you. Is that the part? That's
No, well, Bugsy is incorporated it, but that's my voice. I'm going ping pong 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 pong.
Again.
Ping pong 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 pong. It's Nailah. So ping pong 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 pong. It's like girls gone wild. I go get my grill on. Hard as ice and sparkling gold. I'm in a tropical paradise I call home. It's like an alpha and omega, Trinidad to Vega. When I see my people dancing, all I hear is Sokah. All day long, not gonna leave you for nothing. All day long, ping pong 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 pong. Ping pong 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 pong. I love God. Ping pong pong pong. Somebody say Sokah till I die. Somebody say Sokah till I die. Somebody say Sokah, keep it playing so loud. We ain't even know about anything but Sokah. Sokah, look that girls on wild out, go ground. Sokah, girls go lower, Nova Scotia, playing Sokah. Know that we got Sokah, Sokah. I can't even sleep.
Pull up that tune. Hey, yo.
Sokah.
Hey, Rum Club Bailah, tell all already.
that wicked.
Anytime Damien Dubz busts a tune, the tune is going to be a big tune. And today, we had Nailah Blackman visiting with us. She spent some time. And a certain...
Guess what the record is? Nailah Bossy tune, eh?
Yeah, Dubz. That was it.
Sokah.
Sokah.
So, spelled Sokah. Sokah is not just my EP. It's not just my band. It's not just my concert, Sokah Origins, but it is my movement.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that we should make, us as youths, should make culture cool again. And that is what Sokah, Sokah is. It's making culture cool again.
You know, and Rum Club...
Sokah is a movement.
Yeah, Rum Club endorses making culture cool again. Sokah. I'm on that bandwagon.
Thank you.
So you know what? I ready to take this thing offline and all. Let's finish up this. Let's finish up this bottle of Royal Oak.
To finish up.
We had to see the butterfly in the back of the bottom of this bottle, right?
Oh yeah, butterflies.
Yo, yeah. So Nailah, thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having us.
And tell the fans where they could find you.
You guys can find me on all social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Nailah Blackman, Nailah, right? Blackman, Blackman, and on Snapchat, Nailah XOXO. Yeah.
Lovely.
XO.
All right, folks, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast at www.thecaribbeanrumclub.com and to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Caribbean Rum Club.
Rum Club, Caribbean people, Caribbean lifestyle.
Bailah, Mami, Bailah, Bailah. Yo, this is Nailah Blackman representing for Caribbean Rum Club.